All right, Sandra, major news this morning, the apparent suicide of Cleveland kidnapper Ariel Castro. He was found dead in his jail cell. Forensic psychologist Dr. Daniela Schreier is here with us. Thanks for being here, doctor. We appreciate it. And I want to ask you first, this probably shouldn't surprise us too much, what happened last night.
It's not a surprise, Corey. Good morning to you. Thanks for having me. I think it's just a surprise how quickly it happened and maybe how.
Exactly. And do you suppose, in trying to analyze what went through his head, do you think part of it might be that he realized, you know, once he's out of protective custody, that maybe things would go poorly for him in the general population, that sort of thing?
Thank you. You're right on. Remember, he's driving the bus, figuratively and literally, right? He held this woman in captivity. He was in charge. He loved power. Right. And as a matter of fact, he noticed already while he was in jail, it was too cold for him. People wouldn't listen to him. Now he was sentenced. He was in prison. And officers or guard there wouldn't give him a lot of regard. Now, listen, if he's in general population, you know that he's not welcome very happily.
No, not at all. And is there something to the notion that maybe he wanted to sort of have control and the final word in this situation and be the one to decide how this was going to go?
You're reading my mind,
okay.
Because there was no remorse, in my opinion. It was kind of, remember Michelle Knight in the
right.
court, she said, your nightmare has just begun. And that was the trigger that he could pull at this time. You know, we have seen him, I never analyzed him live, you know, but he had narcissistic and psychopathic tendencies, and it's often like that. No one is going to control me. I'm calling the shots, when, where. And the fact is I'm taking myself out. I'm leaving the stage. And I think that's exactly what he did, if in fact it is a suicide.
You say that, do you have some suspicion it might not be? That's what they're telling us right now.
Mm-hmm. No, it means he wasn't in the cell with anybody else.
Right.
But remember, he was in protective custody. Generally, that means 23 hours in a single cell, 1 hour out. And we know that there was a patrol every 30 minutes.
Right.
So in the evenings, they might be a little later. And maybe, you know, I don't know what happened. Narcissistic personality, I think that he had, sure, he would be taking himself out. But on the other hand, he had a high regards for himself. So we don't know what was going on. I don't think any foul play, but maybe the parole or the patrol came a little late that evening.
Got it. All right. Now, I also wonder about the victims and what's going on in their heads this morning as they learn this news. What do you think?
Well, Corey, there might be some safety in that for them. If you're thinking about definite flashbacks and nightmares that survivors are going through, what I heard from many survivors, they told me the first time that they really could breathe freely was when they knew that the abuser did not walk the earth anymore freely. On the other hand, look at it. Michelle Knight said, well, your nightmare has just begun. There might be also anger and dismay because his nightmare lasted not even 1 month. We thought that he was tried in the public opinion in the court also, and so he would pay the debt to society. But actually, he never did that. He decided to leave early.
Exactly. All right. Dr. Daniela, always good to see you. Thanks for your insight.
Thank you.
All right. Anna, back to you.